The number of criminal cases being dismissed in New York because the defendants did not get a speedy trial doubled between 2021 and last year. Newsday's Albany Bureau Chief Yancey Roy joins us now to talk about the problem. Yancey, why is this happening?
Well, the trend coincides with a change in the law. Several years ago, the state legislature changed the law of discovery, which is about prosecutors turning over evidence to defense attorneys and how quickly they have to do that before trial. And they tightened up the deadlines considerably. And that has made it tougher, prosecutors say, to meet these deadlines. And as a result, there are some cases, almost all low-level cases, misdemeanors and violations, that are falling by the wayside that they're just not pursuing. Now, there are some other factors that are at play here as well. DAs around the state say their offices are generally short-staffed, and they also say that was a backload of cases from COVID that are still having an effect on the system, and they're just catching up right now.
Well, we know a majority of the dismissals came from the city, but is the situation just as bad on Long Island?
Well, not in raw numbers, but the percentages increases are pretty high. In Suffolk County, I think we saw about a 90% increase in the amount of dismissals from 2021 to 22. And in Nassau County, roughly 40%.
Well, 90%, I mean, it sounds staggering, but what is the impact of all of this?
Well, you're talking about probably about 500 cases out of like thousands and thousands and thousands that get, processed every year. So it's not the majority of cases, and it's certainly not the most serious cases. And defense attorneys would say that this is about also fair outcomes, that in the past, they were in the position of not getting any sense of the scope of the case against their clients, sometimes until the eve of trial, and they couldn't advise clients how to plead or not plead or fight the charges. And so they say this makes for a fair system. They also say that sometimes what happens is the deadline pressure forces bad cases to just be dropped.
Yancey, thank you for explaining what's been happening in our court system. We appreciate it. And for those who would like to read more about this story, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box on our homepage.